Hello, this is Luke Rowe at God's Increased Garden, and yet again I'm in my basement. Can't believe it's already dark out. It's been a very busy day for me. I added to the compost heap today, made new seed starting mix. I also have compost deep brewing outside, which I might spread tomorrow depending on how late I work tomorrow. I guess I could probably let it keep on brewing till Sunday, but I would want to get it done by tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. And then, what else did I do today? Oh, I got a bunch of compost ingredients from my neighbor. She was gonna, she put it in the front of her yard in a big pile. She was gonna wait for the pickup to come around by October 17th. But I'm like, I'm gonna use that. So I put it in my compost pile, and I could tell, like, my compost pile is getting really hot and it's breaking down so fast. So that's awesome. And then also I had a bunch of my indoor plants outside because I put them out in the summer, and they loved it. They've grown so much. I still haven't found out what these are, but there's these, and we have some sort of a palm, which, like, it's grown so much. It looks so good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 new branches has come out of there, and the root system is really nice. I'm actually gonna trim it because, well, I may trim it. Then here, let me see if I can get this out. We also have this lemon tree. Whoops, wait. We also have this lemon tree. Look at these roots. Beautiful roots. It's crazy how much it's grown. You know, like citrus, any kind of citrus, it doesn't like cold weather, and our nights were going down to the 40s, so I probably should have done this a long time ago, but I was kind of busy. Anyway, I wanted to do this video because I just want you guys to experience me potting these up until basically next year, probably late spring, early summer. I'll be putting them outside again, but they're gonna have to be inside for months. So hopefully they do good. So I found out for these don't really have like long roots. They used to be in these big bulky clay pots, but if they have such a small root system, I don't think they have to be in that huge clay pot. So I have like a lot of pots back here. Just trying to think what would be nice. Let's see. I'm probably getting these. I like these. Kind of cool. And we also have nice bottoms for them too, so when you water them, the water doesn't go everywhere. So let's see here. So we have some small ones here too, like this one. Like, that's not a lot of roots, so I'm just gonna put in a small one here, like this. You don't need a lot. So and so in my seed starting mix, I did put more worm castings, homegrown worm castings, I guess, home harvested, and well, I did half and half. I also put bought worm castings in there from Urban Worm Company. So yeah, I'm really excited to use this soil, and it's really priceless to me. Like, because home harvested worm castings, I still can't believe that. Like, it's crazy. So Now, again, I don't know this variety of plant, but I'm pretty sure it loves a lot of water. And I also think I saw this type of plant on a there was a documentary about the tropics or something, and these, I don't know if it was the exact one, but it was growing in the rainforest. And right here, right in the middle, you pour like water in the middle or something, and that's how they take it up, I guess. But it's kind of cool. So I'm just firming it down to because especially when you water, the soil is gonna go down anyway. So I mean, and we want to pack as much dirt in here as possible because we want the plant to get as much nutrients as it can. And I hate when, like, after I water that, I have to add more. Might as well just do your due diligence right now so you don't have to add any more later. So, I'm leaving like a 1/4 inch probably from the top rim, just when I water, so it doesn't, because usually when you water it, the water tends to like lay on top and sometimes kind of try to overflow. So I'm doing a little, yeah, there's probably at least this much to the dirt from the rim. So just in case it does kind of flood a little bit, that it won't like come out and then go on, you know, the table or the furniture or whatever. So looks good to me. You look so cute. Well, one is done. There we go. I love it. Okay. Let's see if we can get the bottom here. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Go set that right there and go on to the next ones. This one, I was thinking of separating, but they're like growing off this main stem right here. So I'm just gonna keep them together, but just put them in a slightly bigger pot. And again, their roots are not that deep, so probably this one. They don't need a lot of root space, which is awesome. Because I mean, if you didn't see the roots and just looked at the top of this, you would think, I mean, the roots have to be at least like this low, but this plant, I guess it doesn't need a lot of roots. So, okay. So, put some dirt in here. Now, it's optional if you want better drainage. Well, the bad part about these, I bought these on Amazon, and the holes are not too big. Sorry, you can't really, but they're really, really small. And the water makes like a seal, so like, the water is not able to totally drain out of the pot, so it just stays in there, which is kind of bad because that's when you get root rot and all the disease problems. So since I am choosing to use this pot, I'm gonna make sure not to water too much because the water is gonna stay in there for a long time. There's an option that you could do that I used to do, I don't know if I'm gonna do it anymore, but putting at least a 1-inch layer of perlite on the bottom, that might help a little bit. But yeah, it's up to you what you want to do with that. So I'll set these guys in here and gently put dirt around to make it look nice. Go. Be gentle but firm, you know? So, like, you don't want it to be too airy, but you don't want it to be too firm, you know? So, and they might get stressed out because they've been outside for a long time, and then they're gonna be brought in a windless basement, you know? So I feel like every time I bring them inside, they do horrible. But I don't even know if I'm gonna leave them in the basement because I feel like it's too stagnant down here. And I think a very good benefit of doing it like maybe in the dining room or whatever is when people are passing by, it's giving them a little bit of wind and stuff. So I think that'll be better for them, but it's just, I don't know. I already have a lot of plants in the dining room, so maybe I could put them in the family room, we'll see. But a lot of times dog hair and dust gets on them, and it's like, I'm gonna have to like wipe all the leaves down and stuff, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. So, wiping this down. Okay. Nice. Just guessed about that one and got it right. Okay. Next one. Next one up is gonna be this one. Actually, still a little bit of old soil in here. Just caked on there. Okay. Oh, and I should tell you about this. Usually, I heard from a friend that when you're bringing in plants from the outside, that you could soak them like full, like put the soapy water in a tote and like submerge them fully. Just because a lot of pests that are outside have gone into your soil and will make them like diseased, and they'll probably die when you bring them in. So what I did that last year, and I mean it didn't kill them. I did it with this one, so, and with all the other ones that I'm doing today, but I don't know. It did save them from disease, but they weren't growing the best. So this year, I took them out of their soil that was outside and bathed them in clean water and tried to get as much of the old dirt out as possible. And that's why I'm repotting them with new dirt. So it's like fresh, there's no bugs in it or anything. So I'm just gonna see what works out to see if they're able to recover faster with this method or the one I did last year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but yeah, it'll be cool to find out if it makes a difference. So, and then for, like I said, I'm gonna probably trim the roots of the lemon tree, because I mean I have a pretty big pot, but it was still going around and around the pot, and it was, you know, that's how the plants start choking themselves and they like just die just like that when they like keep on going around. It gets root bound, and since I don't have a bigger pot, like I can't really repot it into a bigger one. So I'm just gonna trim them a little bit, and I think that will tell the plant to like keep on growing and sending out more roots. So I love that. I love these pots though. They're so cool. Okay. I don't think that's the one. Because it's supposed to. I think I'm missing the big lids. Oh, maybe that, no, that's it, okay. I was gonna say, I didn't throw them out. Okay. Now for this palm, these roots are so fragile. Just have to. Yeah. Okay. Just gotta be really careful. Okay. I'm gonna put it in the pot that I was in already, which was this one. I don't know if I should. Cause I feel like, well, this is supposed, just like an onion, it's supposed, this part is supposed to be out of the ground. So all of this is just from here down, it's supposed to be in the soil. So the pot only has to be like this big. But I don't really like. I do have other pots over there, but I feel like it's gonna keep on going. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it in this one for now. I might change my mind later, but you can always repot it into another pot. So I just want to make sure it has enough space in here. Actually, for this one was doing really good because perlite was on the bottom. So I'm just gonna put a little layer of some horticulture perlite on the bottom. This one has probably about 7 good-sized holes in it, but I just want to make sure it has good drainage. A lot of times, like when I water too much or give it, just give it a dose that's too big, a lot of times like it just stays wet for so long. So I just want to make sure that it'll be able to drain very good. Alright. I did at least, maybe that might be a little too much. Okay, I'm doing about an inch. So, okay. About an inch of perlite in the bottom, so. Okay. Now we'll do the soil. Pat that down really good, make it firm. Oh, what do you know? Found a snail on here still. I washed this too. I don't know how he stayed on. Just set it over. Okay. Alright, so we'll set. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little while. I don't wanna crush the roots. Usually when it's this delicate of roots, I kind of just levitate it and then kind of slowly toss the soil in like this while you're still holding the plant, because if you just drop it, it's gonna break those tender roots, and I don't want that, especially this one because it's really had a hard life. And I thought it was gonna die like countless times, it feels like, just like the fig tree outside. Like, I've almost killed this so many times, and it just keeps on coming back. Like, but this here, it's like crazy. Like, I don't know, like, why it had so much growth today. Like, it's crazy. But it might have been from the rain. But again, I was watering it like in years past, so I don't know what was different about this year. So, okay, I'm trying to like straighten it out a little bit. Okay, there we go. It's a little cockeyed. Okay. Pat it down a little. Oh, and while I'm doing this, I have time to talk. I also made Ruth Ann Zimmerman's Cliff Bars. They're in the fridge right now. I'm gonna cut those up well, they're chilling right now. They have to chill for like a few hours. Cut them up, put them in individual plastic wraps, and then I'm gonna have them for next week lunches. And then I also made almond bread today. That's cooling on the stove right now, cooling in the pan. And I'm gonna put, I'm gonna have peanut butter with homemade rhubarb jam. It's gonna be so good. I've never had, like, usually I just have a like peanut butter sandwich with like honey. I never had it with jam because I don't want refined sugar. Thankfully at Costco, I went with a friend, at least feels like a month ago, and I got some raw sugar there, and that's what I use for, I'm gonna use that for my rhubarb jam. So yeah, it's awesome. I never knew like rhubarb is so good, and I was trying to describe it to my brother before he had a taste test after I made it, and it's like, it's like a tarty strawberry flavor. That's what it is, like, tastes like to me, but yeah, it's really good. I love it. Okay, this one looks like it's done. And just to add to the beauty, I have rocks on here too, so I'm gonna add those on there just to make it look nice. I have a bunch of flat rocks that I'm gonna use for the lemon tree. So we got this one, like, so cool. And on the topic of rocks, I know a lot of gardeners that they hate rocks in their garden and they make a big pile. Paul Gauchi, which is one of my mentors, he's in the early days, he had a big huge rock pile and he called it his altar because it was like a huge heap. But if you think about it, they're concentrated minerals, you know, and why are we taking them out of our garden? It doesn't make any sense. They're good for your garden, just like, I mean, that's what ashes are. They're completely minerals. That's why in a lot of volcano places, it's fertile soil, you know. So, okay, this looks good. Look at that. With the rocks around it. So, and then I'm gonna have, I think this will work for the base, for the, to catch the water here. So, I think it'll work. It doesn't go all the way down, but I think it'll work. It fits pretty snugly. So, okay, now for this one. I'm just gonna trim the ones down here. Because they're going way too much. And again, this is not gonna kill it. It's just gonna stimulate more growth. So now, if you did like cutting up here, then it would probably stress out the plant even more and kill it. So you don't want to do too much, but a little cutting down here is not going to hurt at all. So, okay, that looks so good. And tons of new growth. Like, as you can see up here, this is cold weather damage. The leaves are curling, some of them are turning yellow, and it looks like they're about to fall off. So again, I should have done this a long time ago, but I just got around to it. So here's my huge pot that I'm gonna put it in. And again, let's see. So this one is kind of cool because the holes are actually on the side here. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it from there. There's holes on the side all the way around. So what I'm gonna do is, if I just put perlite in here right away, it would just, I mean, because the granules are so small, they would just keep on going out of that hole. So I'm gonna put a little layer of dirt, of the seed starting mix down here to kind of plug the holes, so the perlite doesn't just go out once I put it in the pot. Alright, now we'll do some more perlite, half to 1 inch probably. Again, this for aeration, so disease will go down, pests will go down, and generally, I think it's good for any plant to have good drainage. Soil time. Pull it up all the way yet. Okay, I'm gonna press that down. Alright, this guy is going in. Again, these are very tender roots, so I'm gonna levitate it like before. Actually, I'm gonna make a mound here, right on the bottom of the plant. Okay, I'm gonna levitate it here. Slowly but surely put it around the plant. And then when you can't see the roots anymore, you can start gently patting it down. And as you're filling it up, make sure your plant is straight and erect. It's a lot of soil. I mean, this is not almost empty, but most of it is gone. Just between using it for, I mean, one 50 cell tray and these potted houseplants, because these pots are humongous and they take up a lot of soil. But it is satisfying. I want to make the plants happy, so I'm not too concerned about how much the homemade soil costs, you know. So, and I feel like it's kind of cool because it goes hand in hand with, because like I try to eat as healthy as possible, and it's the same that goes with my garden too. I try to go like organic and stuff and no-till, and with my potting mixes I don't want any chemicals or anything in it, so it's kind of cool that it transfers over even to gardening, you know. So I don't want any chemicals or fertilizers in my potting mix. I work at the garden factory and most of their potting mixes have, you know, chemicals and junk that is not needed. This seed starting mix, I mean, I use it even for these kind of plants, and it's literally only like 6 ingredients, you know, and all of it is pretty natural. So now so the perlite and vermiculite, I'm pretty sure they're both volcanic rocks or something. And then the medium, which is not, the growing medium is not nutrient dense in itself. It's coconut husk, but we add the nutrients when we add the, what's it called, the the worm castings and the granular mycorrhizae and the Hendricus complete is a fertilizer, but it's an organic fertilizer that has, feather meal, bone meal, all that goodness in it. So and then on top of that, I'm not doing pesticides, fungicides, herbicides on my garden. I'm doing compost tea, which is like microorganisms. It starts with the soil. Like most commercial farmers and stuff, they go after the symptoms, which is, oh, we want to kill the insects. But why are they even coming, right? Like, what's the reason? Why are they even going after your crops in the first place? Maybe we're working against nature, So we have to really step back and look at the whole picture before we jump to a conclusion and just run with it. So, yeah. And another thing, which is like kind of weird, like a lot of people want to save the planet and like save the species of animals and insects and stuff, but what they're doing is so detrimental to the whole food web, really. Because if you're killing all the insects, then you're killing all the birds because they go after insects, and then the hawks and eagles that go after those birds, they're gonna be, they're already endangered, most of them, and they're gonna like spiral downward, and it just, I don't know, it blows a big hole, so, I don't know. We should just, because I truly believe that animals are more close to God than we are, because we had dominion over them, and yes, they are cursed because of what we did, but they don't sin, they're just under the curse, and they're closer to the original purpose and pleasure of God than we are, So we can still learn from them, within reason, of course. There's things that animals do that we shouldn't do, but at the same time, you can, like, God referred to them in his, parables and stuff. He looked at the sparrows, he looked at the ravens, he looked at the lilies, all that, So we can still learn from it, but we shouldn't worship nature, like pantheism. We shouldn't worship nature. We should look past nature and see the creator who made all of it. And if you look at the intricacies of nature, then you see how holy God is. You see how beautiful he is. Even in a cursed world, you see the beauty of his handiwork. So I think, that's awesome. That even in a cursed world, we can see the hand of God, So, on that note, I just finished this. So, just patting it down, making it look nice. And I'm going to be adding some rocks here. Some flat rocks, just to make it look nice. And again, they're going to be releasing minerals, So, well, this is probably gonna make you throw up, but I also had, because I had to get 2 cups of forest oil for the compost tea that I'm making, and when I was I went down the street to get, I got a little bit more than 2 cups because I want as much biology as I can. But anyway, I found some worms, and I had some for lunch with eggs, beans, tomato sauce, and mustard, so it was pretty good. It was like, once I bit into it, it was like eating like dirt, because that's what they eat really. But I looked it up, and most varieties of worms are edible, and I mean, in like India and Vietnam and stuff, they're actually like delicacies and stuff. So it was a good experience. I don't know if I'm gonna do it again, but it was worth the adventure for sure. Alright, this guy is done. Oh, so heavy. Thanks for watching, guys. It was very fun today, and I'll see you on the next video.